Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie, and do we have a battle for you today?
We recently did a video where we talked about underrated bourbons. Top bourbon on that list was Wild Turkey 101 bourbon, which we agreed with. It is aged 6 to 8 years according to the label. It's affordable. We got this bottle for $30. It's gone up in price, but we actually got it $5 off because it was on sale. So we got it for $25. It's 101 proof. But there was another bottle that was recommended by several of you in the comments, and it's a bottle that we've overlooked for years. It's made by Heaven Hill. It sells for $20. It's 103 proof, and it's got quite the aggressive name, Fighting Cock. We've been looking into it, and Julie has some information from Breaking Bourbon that she's going to share right now because I think we want to know this stuff.
Fighting Cock was released as a direct competitor to Wild Turkey 101 bourbon. According to lovers, Heaven Hill likes to do things better and cheaper than the competitors, which is why Fighting Cock has the name it does and comes in at 103 proof. Fighting Cock formerly carried a 6-year age statement. However, that was removed in 2015 and is now bottled as non-age stated. Fun fact, Heaven Hill also refers to this brand as the Kickin chicken.
Well, that information is a little bit out of date because on this bottle that we just got the other day, it says aged 36 months. And for those of you scoring at home, that is exactly 3 years. And for those of you not scoring at home, try flowers. All right. That takes us to the fun part.
I don't understand that joke.
If you're not scoring, you should give your wife flowers. You might score.
Oh.
I heard it on a baseball game one time on a broadcast.
Not recently, I bet.
Maybe like 1988.
Yeah, that sounds like a 1988 joke.
Whatever. I'm having a good time. I'm sure the people are having a good time. Some of you out there liked that joke. All right. How dare you? All right. Time for the tasting. This is the part that you guys showed up for, and it's the part that we showed up for as well. This is a blind tasting. I poured them. Julie mixed them around. Wild Turkey 101 versus Fighting Cock Bourbon head to head. I don't know. I can't wait. Can you wait?
No, I can't wait.
On to the nose, glass number one.
I like it.
Yeah. It smells nice. Yeah.
It almost smells refreshing, light and refreshing. A hint of cherry, nice oak.
Do you think there's like an orange zest there?
Could be.
I don't get that note a lot, but I like the smell of this. Brown sugar, maybe a hint of nuttiness there. I wouldn't be surprised to find a little nuttiness on either one of these bottles.
I know this is going to be a real interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells quite different. I actually got a little banana on this one.
I was going to say, there's a big fruit presence here. There's less in the brown sugar category here.
Yeah. Man, it's almost citrusy, too.
Interesting that both of these have a little bit of a zest to them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to taste these. How about you?
I'm ready.
All right.
Battle Royale.
Glass number one. Cheers.
I haven't had Wild Turkey 101 in a long time. I like this.
This is going to be interesting, too, talking about Wild Turkey 101, because Jason, I believe it was from the Mash and Drum, was talking about this bottle not too long ago, and he said that it had been reformulated.
Oh.
And one of the reasons we didn't keep it on the shelf all that frequently is because we both found it to be quite spicy. He said that he doesn't like the new formula as much because it's less spicy, which means that we might like it a ton because it's less spicy. So this is going to be an interesting tasting wherever that Wild Turkey shows up.
I'm going to have to take another sip because I kind of forgot what I was going to say about that
that's
one.
my bad. I've been jabbering away.
No, I like it.
How you doing?
There's just a baby hint of nuttiness on there. A nice charred oak on this. A little touch of vanilla there.
I'd say there's more than a touch of vanilla there. That's a vanilla frosting, and I really like that. The char is a great call. It's a rich sort of brown sugar that really hits my palate. That is, whatever's in glass one is uber satisfying.
I was going to use the word satisfying. I think this is a satisfying sip.
I don't think that the finish lingers too much. I think the finish that's there, that's hanging around, is more cinnamon than anything else, but it's a gentle cinnamon. It's not spiky on the tongue or anything like that. Wow, that's really satisfying. That's a pleasant drink.
And I think you nailed it. You used the word gentle, and I think this is a nice, gentle drink.
Yeah.
Which I know sounds a little bit bizarre, but it is. There's just something lovely about that.
I'm looking at both of these bottles going, one of them says fighting on it, the other one says wild on it, and glass number one,
wild
it's
or
neither
fighting.
Right, it's neither one of those things. Okay, glass number one, well done. Let's cleanse our palates, and we will get on to glass number two.
The nuttiness is more apparent in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it intense.
No, not intense.
And it offsets the sweetness nice. I like the banana versus the sort of candied pecan or whatever that is. That's an interesting flavor profile.
Where glass number 1 was a bit more subtle, this one kind of packs a bit of a punch in the flavors. Neither of these are long lasting.
I would agree.
But on this one, the flavors just kind of whip through there.
I think that's well said. Yeah, the flavors are very nice. They come and go quickly on glass number 2. Glass 2, not a... You want to come up? Okay, now we got a cat involved.
Yay, Mavis! And she's gone.
Just like that. Yeah, whips through just like the flavors on glass number 2.
Oh, yeah, perfect. We planned that.
Thank you, Mavis, for being a part of this. Well, this glass number 2 is quite good. I think I need to have a second sip of it because, like we keep saying, the flavors do come and go very quickly.
And Julie's really on sip 3.
How did Julie get ahead of me on sips? What a surprise.
That nuttiness has really come down, and
Yeah.
now just the fruit flavors, the oakiness is kind of showing, and I like it a lot more now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. And there's a white sugar, there's a
Yeah.
vanilla. There's a lot to like on glass number 2.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough decision. We're definitely going to have to go back and forth here. I'm having a great time, but I got to focus here.
Yeah, this is fun. This is a real serious channel.
That sounded convincing.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that I really, really like both of these.
Yeah.
So as much as I would love to just say, oh, palate preference, I'm choosing glass 1 or I'm choosing glass 2, I actually think we're going to have to roll up our sleeves. Mine are already rolled up, thank goodness. I don't want to do more work than I have to. This is a really, really tricky matchup.
Everything about glass number 2, from the nose to the palate, is more brazen. Like it comes
It's a touch
fighting,
rough.
right?
I think so too. It's a touch rough and ready compared to glass number 1.
It would be hilarious if this was the fighting cock and this was the wild turkey, because that screams, I'm ready for a fight, and this is like, I'm wild and free.
It gently screams it though. Looking at the two of these bottles, you expect very different things to come out of them.
Yeah.
These whiskeys aren't hitting me that way. They're quite similar, honestly.
I think that Heaven Hill did a good job when they said they wanted to compete with the 101. I feel like it's a fair matchup. The aroma of glass number 1 now on the nose, way more brown sugary, way more vanilla, way more powerful.
Real bourbon flavors.
Yeah, it really made a difference coming the other way.
Yeah. And it coats like crazy, too. The mouthfeel on glass 1, I do believe, is superior here.
Yeah, I like glass number 1. It really showed up on the way back.
Yeah. Well, on the second pass through, we made quick work of this. We both decided that we have a winner, and so it didn't take very long. And should we do it on 1, 2, 3?
We're not always on the same page, but I guess we are here.
Glass 2 to me, a little thin, a little spiky, and glass 1 was just what I preferred today. How about you?
Glass number 2, I think, actually outshined glass number 1 on the way out. Those flavors were really bold. But
Yeah.
glass number 2, when we A/B tested, just a little bit bitter, a little bit rough around the edges, and that's why I chose glass number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's find out what we got here. We've got glass letter.
B.
I've got B.
Oh, good.
B is the Wild Turkey 101.
Hey!
I remember it being spicier and spikier. And hey, in this matchup, maybe it's the difference between 6 to 8 years aging and the Heaven Hill being 3+ years aging. At least that's what it seems like to me.
We always have the 101 rye on the shelf, and I love that one.
Totally.
And now I guess we always have to have the bourbon on the shelf, too.
Well, ultimately, the Heaven Hill bottle put up a good fight in this matchup, but that Wild Turkey ran roughshod in the end. Let us know between these two bottles what's your daily drinker, and from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers. Both great value.
That is very pleasant whiskey.
I like it.